Good morning. Fresh as ice. Miss Sal, good day to you guys. Your 2 minutes. Hey, Jared, welcome in. TF967, good day to you, dude. Welcome in. Still disappointed the puppy wasn't called Fresh. Why would I want a common name like that? Exclamation mark Nova, Giga Dragon. Just over 2 weeks, we lost Luna. And the community did a quick fundraiser to get a new bud for Nova. And Nick's arrived yesterday. Hey, Tomo. But yeah, exclamation mark Nova will give you all the details, so I don't need to go over it. Shut up, Miss Cell. Not if somebody urinates on it, it's not fresh. Showed your mother a pic of Nova and Nyx. She was instantly loved. Nice, nice. Yeah, he's pretty chilled actually just now. Nova's having a bit of a break as well. Good morning, afternoon, evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Michael the Dark Lawrence. I'm trying to be quiet, by the way, if that doesn't come across. Michael the Dark Lawrence. Welcome to another episode of The Darkness here on Twitch. It is Sunday Chat, 23rd of October, 22, day 158 in a row. We literally have like 57 days to go, and I am free to have a day off. If we do. We don't know yet. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, I'm being quiet because obviously Nyx, the new stream co-pilot, is here. So if I actually, where is it here? There you go. He's fast asleep right now. He's pretty chilled out, which is good stuff. But yeah, so we've got the new wing commander, or whatever you call it. He's pretty amazing, actually. He definitely is like one of these dogs where he's unusual, absolutely unusual. So we drove all the way back, right? And yesterday, not a peep, right? Sat in the basket right beside Nova. Nah, didn't care, right? And he was just sitting there chilling, wasn't sick, didn't make any mess, no peep. We pulled over halfway back, he got out, put him on the ground, just fucking chilled, did his pee, went back into the basket in the car, got home. Obviously he was stinking because he's from like a farm, not like a puppy farm, but they basically raise the dogs or breed the dogs on a farm in a stable. So the mother, so they're all like hay and stuff. So he's stinking of like basically horses and dogs, and I wanted to get all the musk off as much as possible for so he's like loses the smell of his mother basically, and siblings. Went into the shower, didn't give a shit, sat down, took it like a champion, just got washed, combed. Then I got the fucking hairdryer out, sat there, just was like that, yeah, no problem. Last night, he was whining in the basket that he's in just now. Brought him onto the bed, fell asleep. Every 2 hours, wanted to get up, let me know. Nova comes in, there's like images on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. Yeah, he's just chilling out. And we only had one accident this morning because obviously he is from like a stable. He's never been house trained, but every other time he just lets me know to go out. So we've only had one accident so far since he's been here. Super chilled, doesn't give a shit, plays, absolutely adores Nova. Nova is a bit like, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? But they're lying down beside each other, they're sleeping beside each other. Like literally, if you see the Twitter stuff that I put out, I'm kind of keeping it into a thread just not to spam everyone's like area here, right? But I can bring it to this one, right? So we've got here, there, alright? So this is when we got out of the car, I'm putting stuff away, Nova's like, who the fuck is this? This is the first time they actually had able to have like contact with each other, and he just goes down and sits beside Nova, and Nova's like, fucking tongue out, just like, what the utter fuck is going on here? And then they were sitting in the basket. Nova was a bit like, why am I having to share a basket with a giant, like, floofy bear, right? Nova's having his dinner. He just sits down, looks at Melina here, chilling out. So Melina obviously is a 6-month puppy beagle, and she's a little bit. She doesn't know how to hold her like paws and her punches kind of stuff right now. So she's just basically separated because obviously Nova is like 7 years old. He can deal with like just snapping and growling, but she's like all claws and stuff. And then obviously after the bath last night or shower, he was under the blanket here to just because obviously huskies and wolf dogs basically dry super super fast. So it's just this was after the hair drying. It was just to get his body nice and warm. Then last night, this is at 2:30, where I'm here. By the way, that's me lying down and sort of like head in the middle kind of stuff. Nova's on his bed. He's got a bit more to that side. It's just a weird camera angle. But look at this. Fully fucking stretched out. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. This is an 8-week-old puppy at this size. I'm like, I might as well just get myself a fucking futon at this point. Because I ain't going to be able to have any bed space whatsoever. So yeah. That's the new bag as well to carry him in that we got. Because obviously for 2 weeks I can't put him down on the ground. And even like a week after that. So it's like 3 or 4 weeks. And probably longer. Maybe like 2 more months he'll be in this backpack. Which goes on my back. It carries dogs. I've had to get a new one. Because obviously the one I had previously was for puppies. But this dude is already 6 kilograms at 8 weeks. So he's huge. But it's just because he'll never be able to keep up with Nova. So we'll carry him to places and stuff like that. And this was him just chilling out earlier on, just playing. So we went out. This is the first time he's been out in the garden with light. So he's on the fake grass, just playing around, checking out things. Absolute fucking champ. Tail up. Obviously his ears are still curled. They might straighten off. And he's just playing. And this was why I'm slightly... Well, I'm actually not late. And then when I got out of the shower, Nova and him are just howling. And this is it here. I don't know. Fucking crazy, like. So yeah, like you said, Tomo, already instantly like locked in, man, which is absolutely insane. Why can't I actually touch that? There we go. Absolutely insane. How not even 24 hours kind of stuff, and just I mean it's not even 12 hours really. What was he? Yeah, no, it's been over 12 hours. Hey Xander, how you doing? Crazy though, absolutely mental. And again, it's just fucking chilled here. This is not even 24 hours taken away from the mother and siblings. Never been in a house. Never been around other dogs apart from the siblings and the mother. I don't have to do fucking shit. Already as well last night, which was super weird, right? So he's super chilled after his bath. He comes out. I just literally said his name, sit, he sits. And then I turned to my mother and I was like, there's no way he's going to do the next thing. And I literally said his name, paw, and he instantly put his hand out on my hand. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's not been around other humans and shit like that. You know, only the person who's a breeder, which just lets the mother do. So there's no training whatsoever. There's no sit commands. There's no stay. There's no paw being told to him for the 8 weeks that he's been alive. It's just his mother. And this motherfucker sits down and gives me a paw the first time I asked by just placing my hand out and saying his name and paw. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I wish all puppies were like this, you know? Because look at this shit. It's just absolutely fucking chilled out. But the thing is though, if I leave the room and he figures out that he's by himself, he freaks out. He goes absolutely crazy, but he doesn't give a fuck. He's got his lights on, his puppy pad. He's got a little husky toy in there. which is Elle's one. We're trying not to say her full name because obviously Nova trying to wean him off basically. It's absolutely bonkers. Freaking bonkers. You know, ATV. What is it? It's an Alaskan Shepherd, which an Alaskan Shepherd is a German Shepherd crossed with an Alaskan Malamute. Nova's a Siberian Malamute cross. But also the dad is Siberian Husky. So he's Siberian Husky, Alaskan Malamute, and German Shepherd combined. And the funny thing is they're all white. The father and the mother are all white, so they're pretty much all pure genes and stuff like that. The dad's actually got a pretty cool name. So the dad is called Blitzen, and the mother is Flocka, which is the... So Blitzen is the Siberian Husky, the dad, and Flocka is the German Shepherd Malamute, and stuff like that, which is crazy. I also need to remember, so 27th of August, 22, which is crazy, right? So, my son's birthday is on the 27th, Nova's birthday is on the 27th, now Nick's is on the 27th. It's fucking easy mode to remember this shit, which is crazy. He's going to be a giant, yeah, so the dad is 40 kilograms, Nova is a 35 Malamute. Going the fact that he's double the size of his... So, this is the weird thing, right? When I went to go and see him like a week and a bit ago, he was actually pretty small compared to his siblings. They were a lot bigger. And when I went to collect him yesterday, no joke, he was like double the size of his siblings, just fucking walking around just like, what the fuck are you looking at? So somebody's been on the roids, like, and just fucking jacking up. So it's crazy. So he's as big in body-wise to Melina, who's a 6-month beagle, but obviously he's super light and he's super, like, flimsy because of being a pup. But look at the size of these fucking paws. Like, no joke. If we open up the image here, right? There we go. Look at this shit. Look at the size of paws. Nova, a 7-year-old Malamute. The pup nearly has the same amount of paw size as Nova. Obviously doesn't have the leg length left. But he doesn't have a tash, which is a little bit meh. I like when, well, I mean, he could grow a tash. Nova, I don't think, has a tash. No, he does have a tash. Yeah, there he is. So they always have, like, a dark hair that kind of looks like it, but... It's mental, man. He's a wee cutie, though. I hope his ears stay folded, but they're most likely they will end up like Nova's. But all of his other siblings have all their ears pointing up just now, and he's got this little curled ear. And I think it just gives him this, like, awesome personality. Apparently, we were so lucky to get Nyx, because when I was there, she was like, the moment you left, people were phoning up, booking in to come and see him. And when you guys got me over the mark to actually put a deposit in, no joke, within like an hour plus, there was like 5 or 6 people wanting to put a reserve in for this wee guy, which is crazy. Like, so everyone wanted this dude, but obviously all of them have been sold and stuff. Oh, I also got new powder to try and fix up Nova's nose, because he's got a bit of a zinc deficiency problem coming up again. Hey, Reformed, how you doing? But yeah, crazy. No joke. If this dude had blue eyes, I mean, I'm still thinking that I may stud him, because if his ears stay folded over, I may stud him, because it's very, very unusual to see this at this age. And obviously, because of his, like, intelligence and stuff like that he's already, like, showing off, you know? It's mental stuff. This one, again, it just shows you the size, like, so paw to paw, but obviously Nova's got the size. And this is why I said to people, a lot of people were, like, on their streams, I'm not gonna name them, they're obviously just whatever, right? But on their streams, they're like, oh, DarkLaw is just doing this to get a puppy and money. And it's like, no. This is why you guys bailed me out. This. Because this is what these dogs require in their life. And for Nova to be doing this on day one, this will be a huge thing to reassure him, you know? Especially as they're already howling together and stuff like that, so. Yeah, I mean, Nova's growling and snapping. He's teaching him how to, like, Nova has a problem with possession. So, literally, any toy, any other dog's toy, it's Nova's in his mind, right? So the puppy's had a few snaps at because, like, Nova's like, oh, that's my duck, even though it's not his duck. It's the puppy's duck. And Melina then brings a toy in, Nova takes it, you know what I mean? He's very possessive of toys. He's fucking loopy with that shit. I can't get rid of that. It's impossible. He's just possessive. So, but he's really nice. Like, he'll growl and it's full, like, raised lip. I'll try and get a photo of Nova with full raised lip. But when he snaps right in front of the pup. He never makes contact. So the pup hears his teeth clapping, like a bang basically, and the pup flinches. So Nova's so good already with the pup, where he's not even making physical contact. He's just being like, look, this is the shit that goes on in the house. Because, as I was saying to Nova, because I talked to my animals, right? I was like, Nova, you better watch out. If he's anything like his dad, he's gonna be bigger and heavier than you. You might want to stay on his good side as a puppy, just in case. It's the same with Melina. Melina's like being a little bit like, oh, who are you in my house kind of thing. I'm like, you better fucking be super nice, because this dude is gonna be an absolute tank. But yeah, still just sitting down there, super chilled. Obviously, he's gnawing on some things. He'll start going in the teething stage. Like, teething's going to be a bit of a problem, but we've got plenty of toys for him to disintegrate and rip through and stuff like that. But yeah, this is incredible. Like, again, very, very fast bonded. And Nova, literally eating his food. Nova goes for Melina when Nova... Like, this is the crazy stuff that you see, or you would only see if you're in my house. Nova goes for Melina if Melina goes for Nova's food. And here he is, just fucking curled up, letting Nyx Snuko him up, like, you know, can you please protect me for a bit until I grow up kind of stage, you know? Nova's just fucking chomping down, you know? She wants a Nyx? Hey, a lot of work, man. A lot of work for an Alaskan Shepherd, dude. I would only ever recommend a breed like these two if you have them with you the whole time and you don't go on holidays. You know what I mean? When you take on this sort of situation, you don't go on holidays. You don't go and see people. You dedicate your life to just walking and interacting with them. They're not good left on their own. You know what I mean? Lab's a little bit easier for people. But you can get a pure white lab, you know what I mean? And you could find a pure white lab that has blue eyes. There are those ones around if that's what you're looking for. But yeah, a lot of this guy is gonna be. I had let's see here. Because again, if you look at the mother, let me see if I can go here. Yeah, so this is Mama at the time, right? So that's Mama, the Alaskan Shepherd. And that's Furball there. He looks super floofy, but the fluff deceives the size, because when I picked up the other two males, when I went to see them, they were so much heavier than Nyx. So Nyx is just this weird floof ball that is there, because there's a couple of the females and stuff. There was 10 in there completely. And obviously this is him, you know, the other week there, right? So he's gone from this floof ball to this floof ball in a week. This is him like 1 or 2 weeks ago, right? There he is with his mum. And now he's here. It's like, shit. I think I bought a dog that is either been on steroids or it's gonna be an absolute monster. Again, this is 8 weeks pup stretched out versus 7-month-old Nova, who's a 35 kilogram Malamute. So yeah, I'm fully expecting head down at the bottom of the bed, full size, absolute unit is coming. Appreciate all the love as well. We got like Bree, Mordor's, Ondo, Aurelia, Galafier, Villet, Anu, Vinny, Xander. There's Xander. Thank you so much, guys, for all the replies. But yeah, pretty crazy. Again, the mother, look at the length of the leg on the mother and the size of paws. You know, that's why I'm a little bit like, holy shit, this is going to be a big, big dog. Yeah. I can't walk too well after my accident. Yeah, that's a hard one. Hey, Villa, how you doing, dude? But aye. So we're obviously today I'm gonna do a short stream purely because yeah, I'm absolutely knackered. Even though he's been fantastically behaved, he is a puppy. He is up every 2 hours after sleeping. So I think in the total of since he's been here, I probably had about 4 hours sleep last night. So after a 7-hour drive and stuff, I'm pretty shattered. So we're gonna watch this 17-minute video from Mythologist. I think this is really important for people to see. Mythologist has been tinkering with Star Citizen on a 4090, different combinations of CPUs and stuff like that, and this is sort of like his video right now is don't waste your money upgraded on Star Citizen. This is so true. Don't waste. Get it to where you can play the game and that's it. Because no joke, even with the findings that he's probably got here, it's all CPU driven, and you kind of want to wait until next gen CPUs before you get like a 4090 or something like that. Obviously, if you're going to play all the games and stuff, it's your money, do whatever the fuck. But purposely for upgrading for Star Citizen, do not get a 4090 for it. It's a waste of money. You're better off upgrading case, power supply, stuff like that for the future, right? That would be way more important. I think you got duped into buying part bear, not Malamute. Well, to be honest, the slight worry is this actually the puppy from this mother and father, right? Because none of the other siblings look like it, right? So I was like, did they just put a puppy in? But the thing is, though, like you can do that with certain animals, like cows and stuff like that, and sheep, where you can bring in. But you can't do it with dogs. Like, if they don't have the mother smell, you can't just introduce a pup. It'll fucking kill it, you know? Looks like, dude, it's nothing like poodle fur. It's floof. It's like cashmere. It's so silky smooth. Like, if you were actually allowed to shave dogs, you know, for that kind of stuff, and there was a way to make, like, a top out of it, it would be fucking worth a lot of money. He is so floofy. It's just soft. Like a cloud, basically. Like a giant cloud. Hey, Kirby. How you doing? Right, so let's watch this anyway.
Yeah, I know. The prevailing consensus on Star Citizen is that the performance is unstable and buggy and therefore it's not worth benchmarking. But the fact of the matter is that there are a whole lot of people out there, including myself, who are still interested to know whether or not an upgrade would make a difference in boosting Star Citizen's famously low frame rates. Spoiler alert, it definitely makes a huge difference, and I have the receipts to back it up. So then what did I mean by the title of the video about not wasting your money upgrading your PC for Star Citizen? Well, what I was talking about there is not wasting your money on the wrong thing, because it does matter how you upgrade if you're on a budget, like how you might be better off upgrading your GPU first, or how better memory will actually help you a lot more than you might think, and how popular suggestions for upgrade paths may actually have you wasting your money if all you want to do is cruise the verse. So then in this video, I'm going to take you through what I've discovered this past week over hours upon hours of testing the new RTX 4090 paired with an AMD 7900X against my older RTX 3090 and Intel 10900K, the fallen king of gaming frames. I'll share how I've discovered how you might not actually need to upgrade to a new CPU, and that benchmarking is actually super duper painful and thankless, and I really don't want to do this anymore, and I don't at all envy any of the tech YouTubers who do it. Now I have greater respect for them because, oh my gosh, this is painful. But anyway, I hope I'll at least have saved you guys a few bucks and headaches by the end of it. And if I
still
did,
a beast, man.
and you think I deserve it, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to let me know. It really helps out the channel, and well, I personally appreciate it. So then I hope you'll join me on this exploration of performance, just like how you can explore new worlds with the sponsor of today's video, Audible, who help make videos like these possible, where I spend way too much time preparing. Is one of my favorite stories, probably ever. Doesn't strike.
Nope.
So first and foremost, I most certainly am not a professional tech YouTuber. I don't really have the resources to buy and test a bunch of parts, or even have the space to test it if I could get those parts. However, what I do have are a selection of high-end parts and the know-how to swap them around and record some differences. And of course, I have the will to do it because not many people.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to use that case. That's the thing with me.
Professional tech.
If I actually wanted to go for a 4090, I have to upgrade my case. Which means, like, I'm gonna have to fucking redo a whole PC build, and I just can't be fucked, man.
Because let's be honest, it's probably really not worth their time. But my time is kind of worthless, so let's go. For the methodology of my testing, in order to develop a clearer picture of the overall performance of Star Citizen, I had to develop a test regimen that could effectively reduce the role of Star Citizen's engine instability because it plays a big role in performance results. I decided to take the large sample pool approach, where I selected a series of 14 different real-world scenes in the persistent universe, spread across Star Citizen's toughest performance locations: Orison, Area 18, Lorville, and New Babbage. I tried my best to replicate each scene, but unfortunately the time of day was one of the most difficult parts to match, as it is synced between all servers. This meant that I needed to wait for several hours in some cases just to re-record, and in the end I decided it just was close enough. It didn't really seem to matter though anyway, as day and night cycles didn't actually seem to affect performance meaningfully, and the large pool I sampled should at least mitigate some of the outlying results I might get. It's also worth noting that Star Citizen's performance instability is also inherent to its gameplay design. Sometimes players—
I would have said probably the best thing to do is just do a benchmark in Grim Hex. Like,
will gather in large numbers or leave large amounts of garbage around.
It doesn't fucking matter
really
around the verse, you know what I mean?
This is again why I believe a larger sample pool is necessary. After I collected the average, high, and 1% low for each scene, I created an average then for each location suite. I'll be taking you through each test scene, but I'll be shortening it for the sake of not making this video too long. It's a lot of footage and it would take like 20 minutes to go over all of it, I think. So for testing, I'll be using my Intel 10900K overclocked to 5.2 GHz with 64 gigs of 3600 MHz CL16 memory and a Strix 3090 stock clock GPU. For the newer computer, I'll be using the new AMD 7900X with performance boost mode set to enabled in the BIOS, coupled with 64 gigs of 5200 MHz CL40 memory and a TUF 4090 OC edition card. I've also swapped the 3090 into the AMD computer for one series of tests just to understand whether or not just upgrading your CPU would make a difference in performance. Unfortunately, I couldn't fit my 4090 into my old case, and even if I could, the 850 watt power supply wouldn't have been enough to really feed it.
The only way you can do that is you have to put the fucking CPU thing at the top.
I also decided to use Cyberpunk as a bit of a control test to see whether or not performance was different between these different rig setups. The game has come a long way since release, so I know some of you might be thinking, well, it's not a very optimized engine, but they have had like a year now to work on it, and it's pretty stable at this point. I've seen it used in a number of benchmarks, like with Chase 2 Sense and Gamers Nexus, so I think we can safely say that it's good enough to at least have somewhat of a basis in reality. So starting off with the Cyberpunk control test, with everything set to high or very high with ray tracing set to psycho, performance for the 3090 and 4090 are both impressive, but it's clear that the 4090 is leagues ahead now with nearly double the frame rates in my DLSS 2 quality test. Interestingly, it looks like the 7900X platform only nominally improves performance with 3090. Results from my DLSS off test, meaning native resolution, near 4K shebang, or similar. The 4090 gets nearly double the frames the 3090 does. That's a massive generational leap. So let's move on then to Star Citizen and see if we see similar results. And by the way, everything in Star Citizen has been set to very high, motion blur has been turned off, and clouds are importantly set to very high. This seems to be the largest factor in performance, in case you were wondering, so if you are getting poor frames, make sure to turn that down to medium or completely off. So let's start with the new Babbage test suite. Here I tested the transit system.
Right, so he's doing it the same way around.
As it provided an easily repeatable moving scenario where I can replicate you driving or flying around in the city. I mixed that with some interior and exterior spaces to get a good balance. The 10900K with the 3090 and the 7900X with the 3090 tests, which I'll refer to here on out as PC1 and PC2, both seem to have been GPU bottlenecked, indicated by the near 100% GPU utilization. Interestingly though, the 7900X and 4090 combo, which I'll refer to here as PC3, shows the 7900X is actually bottlenecking the 4090. Pay attention to the blue bar, which is the average FPS. The averaged results here show near identical performance with the 3090 in both PC1 and PC2, with PC3 and its 4090 pulling way ahead. This is then similar to what we saw in Cyberpunk. So then let's move on to Lorville and see what happens. I found very similar results here to New Babbage, where it looks like PC1 and PC2 are being limited by the GPU's performance, leaving PC3 to be limited by the 7900X performance with its incredibly fast 4090. The average results here once again bear this out. Again, similar to Cyberpunk. Next is the ArcCorp suite, which is notable for being the only city that doesn't yet have volumetric clouds. This yielded some more interesting results than expected, where the interior tests at the spaceport showed PC1 and PC2 to be GPU bound, and PC3 to be CPU bottlenecked. But this changed on the tram ride and bridge scenes where all three PCs became CPU bottlenecked. This really starts to demonstrate the areas where Star Citizen can be improved with its environments and how they're rendered, as they're not really well optimized. ArcCorp is after all one of the older cities. The developers have also discussed how the render thread is a limiting factor here, and it's one of the things that they're working on with their new Gen 12 update and integration of the Vulkan API. So looking at the average results then, the performance differences are rather minor, where a 60 FPS plus average was achieved.
For me, I'm hoping to see,
PCs.
like, this stuff here.
Next though is the base location.
We're gonna skip through, right?
GPU
I'm mostly interested about the flying, because really, like,
rigs. As one might
this is just
early GPU for PC1
your typical benchmark.
PC3
like, there's not much stressing on it, so I'm wondering, does he actually do flying?
Then the 5200 megahertz memory percent view will be able to come to slow with drastically. I mean, that's insane. The performance uplift from having faster memory. It was about 12.7% faster. That's not a small amount. However, the real CPU bound and this was 90 into the 7900X platform. Pretty free. If you're Ren CPU, then your gaming CPU still has a lot of life in it. Going into if you're running an connector, the PSU computer. One other thing to note here is that between 3000 megahertz, you're sitting on some older, slower DDR16 36 is completely unnecessary, and 16 gigs just the money. Faults.
Yeah, so pretty much with like this information here, especially when Star Citizen is not optimized, you would literally just be spending money. Like, say we were just going to upgrade for Star Citizen for whatever fucking reason, right? you're literally going to be just spending a load of money that in 1 or 2 years might be completely irrelevant, because there's so many places that are unoptimized, especially with flying, FPSing, all these kind of things. Personally, for me, because of the price of the 4090, and you know that in a couple of years' time, if Squadron 42 does come out, the 4090 is irrelevant because the next card will take over from it, yada yada yada. The best thing to do now is to start building like parts by part, where you get like a case, and then you would put money aside for like really fast DDR5, the new 3D AMD that's coming out. I can't remember what the number of it is. 4090 or 4080, whatever, like there and then. You know what I mean? Like, I generally feel that the best time to upgrade for Star Citizen would be in the next 2 years. Obviously, if you're like a few years behind already, then yeah, try and get like a cheap 3060 or something like that to run it in a decent processor. But I generally don't think the 4090 is worth it right now in the state of how Star Citizen is. Oh, for other games, obviously, yeah, go fucking nuts. But we're literally just talking about upgrading for a Star Citizen, and I just don't think it's worth it. You know? Like in most places, and obviously he's running the same resolution as me. Very high, all that stuff. And no joke, he's only getting like 10 more frames than me on my PC. For like moving around and stuff like that. And I don't give a shit about cities, right? Because I don't take fucking screenshots or videos and that kind of stuff. So again, I'm going from my sort of like look on it, where yeah, it's a lot of money. Anyway, that is Morphologist video. If you want to go and check out, guys, it's cool that people are doing this, because this saves me personally a huge amount of money in like wondering what to do and stuff like that, because I don't have time for other games these days, and especially with Nyx now. That's me on like, I just don't think I'll be playing anything anytime any soon. So I mean, you get some crazy things with DLSS3, you know what I mean? That was still on, he was doing like the Cyberpunk with DSL2. Choices, eh? Has any of you guys bought a 4090? And have you seen any, if you have, if you don't mind, like, have you seen any major performance and stuff? Yeah, again, it's like, you know what I mean, saying like, it's like one of these things where running Star Citizen is whatever, but the game is so out of whack. I don't know why anyone would be blowing, you know, thousands of dollars on a rig right now for Star Citizen, where in 2 years' time it's completely irrelevant, you know? Mm. I think what I'm gonna look to is that in the next couple of years, like, get the next GPU, the 5th series or 50th series, whatever, and get the like the 3D and stuff. Yeah, but that's you saying that. You know what I mean, dude? If I had your capabilities, dude, I would be doing the exact same thing. I've got to look at it from my point of view, right? If I had the abilities like you do, I would also be contemplating on just fucking going crazy right now. But for me, like, I definitely would have to get a new case. There's no point on the CPU that I've got just now. Best to wait for the new 3D. Then DDR5. let's actually have a look, right? Let me go to Alpha Sync. I'm interested to see how this will work. Alpha Sync. Alright. Let's have a look here. Let's build a PC. AMD custom PC. Right, so we're wanting... It's gonna be the... What's the new 3D one coming out? It's not the Ryzen 7, is it? Or is it gonna be the Ryzen 9? They might not have this right now. Let's look at, like... Whatever. We'll take this just now for just price range. And we want to be on the... Can you even go on the DDR5? Oh, they don't have here. It's not very fast either. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna spend... What is this gonna bump up the price by? Oh, I'm not gonna be online enough for that, so maybe another day, dude. It's literally a short stream for me today. So we're gonna be heading out. I gotta get Nova out and all that jazz, but I appreciate that though. You need to build Intel if you were on DDR5 right now. Word on the stress, it says... Oh, right, so it's 7800 X3D. Right, so that would be it, right? So we're going for the 7800 X3D, however much that's going to be. We're going to need the AMD motherboard that can take the DDR5. Then you're going to have to fucking, you know, do that kind of... Try and get it as fast as possible for as cheap as possible. And then obviously you're needing like a 40 or 50 series depending on the time it comes out and stuff like that. I mean, we're talking about like, woof, a good 3 or 4 grand for that kind of rig. What, so I have the 500Ds from Corsair. What, Corsair? Obsidian cases. What's the next one after 500? Would it be like the 750D? Maybe. Is it the 750? No, we need the glass one as well. I like the glass one. I can't even remember what it's called though. Does anybody know what the Obsidian cases are in glass by Corsair? I think they're generally like the best fucking cases you can get. There's a 1001, but that's a fucking tank, an absolute tank. Let's do Obsidian 750. Glass. See what that comes up. Airflow, that's it. Airflow is that. They stopped doing the glass cases then from Obsidian. Sorry, from Corsair. Let's have a go here. Yeah, they don't do the glass ones anymore. I got the Fractal Design Torrent. It's nicely fits 49 behind a 42 radio with dual side fans. Really. Ah man, I was kind of hoping that you could get the Obsidian cases because it would match the other one, but if they've just stopped doing the full glass, ooh. Well, that's plenty of fucking space, anyway. That actually might be too much space. Is that the gaming gear? fucking cases? Cases. And we're looking... Do we need like a full tower? What are their full towers? Ah, there we go. Yeah, I don't need the 1,000. That's just way too much real estate. So let's do and is there any way of... Yeah, that's it. Tempered glass. And what choices do you have with this? That's a fucking chunky boy, right? Ooh! That is nice. It's not gonna be enough space. Oh, maybe it is. No. No, that's not enough space. Because what is that? That's an MSI, whatever the fuck. Yeah, okay, that's not big enough. If you want to buy a 4090, I advise you to water cool it so it's back to their normal size. I'm more looking for like future Mighty Beast where like it would be the 50 series, you know what I mean? But like get a case, you know what I mean? Case that's prepped, ready for something of that size, you know what I mean? Hey, Strongbeard, how you doing? You got the fractal design torrent. Let me quickly just put that in. Fractal design torrent. Is this it? Oh, that's actually pretty fucking beast. Is this what you want, Wimph? Sound like... Oh, I do like that. Or you can buy a bigger case. Well, that would be the idea anyway, maybe. Hey, Trip, thank you very much for that raid, dude. Appreciate it. Welcome in, guys. There is no exhibition mart raid. We don't have commands in this channel. I think Corsair stopped doing glass because of it kept breaking. Dude, I've had these cases for years. They've never broke. That's a shame, because obviously... If I have to change a case, I'm gonna have to change it for both, right? That's not the compact or the nano. What did you go for then? Again, thank you so much, Trip. How was your stream, dude? Welcome in, guys. We're just doing a short stream today because we've got the new puppy in the house now, so we can't do many things. But we're just discussing like cases and stuff before I have to head off to basically upgrade in the future. The only thing about that case is the PSU fan intake above the CPU. Oh, with this one. Oh shit, yeah. Oh, the PSU, the fucking things at the top. That's interesting, eh? So you put the fucking... the pull at the bottom. To be honest, that actually kind of makes things a little bit easier, right? It was good, nice, dude. You got the right one? I do actually quite like that idea of the thing being at the top. Because then again, you just get more pull or push, whatever you want to go for, I suppose, round there. Yeah, that's what I mean. Sound like that's actually I quite like that. I like that idea. The problem is I would need to get two, and I would have to customize. I need to hire somebody to fucking rebuild the PCs. I do like the white one though. How much are these ones as well? By the end, SC decided to surrender my Hurricane to Crusader security mid-dogfight. Yeah, dude, it sucks, man. I was in a fight versus a Gladius and a Harbinger player. So it was 2 versus 1, and the moment I started shooting at the Gladius, my fucking game crashed. And then when I logged back in, it was back to prison, so yay. Thank you so much for that, Red Dope. And as well, guys, thank you very much for spamming the emotes, showing support to Trip. Really, really appreciate it. As content creators, we love that shit. It does help out. Have to look at the... Yeah, I'll have to have a look at cases, because obviously this is the big factor when you're upgrading a PC, right? Or going for, well, what they're doing for graphics cards now, where they're just absolutely monster. Originally, if you think about it, I would only ever be doing like motherboard changes and stuff like that, and that's fine, right? Now you have to fucking change the case because they're just not fucking big enough to fit these stupid sized cards in them. Yo, Sunlight, thank you very much for the gifted sub. Well, my stream chat turns off my thrusters and... Oh, you do that kind of stuff? Yeah, fuck. No way that's happening on my channel. I rage hard when Sunlight drops 100 bits. That's nice, though. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I like how it actually shows you the video as well. This video is so satisfying. Damn. Oh, shit. What was this? No. Where? Oh, look at that. Oh, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I need somebody to do like this for me. Oh, what's this? Oh, it does have tempered glass. Nice, on the side. Good. Oh, you could get it without. Oh, no, it's gotta have tempered glass. Yeah, this actually, let's have a look. Retailer, where to buy? Is it scan? Maybe scan? Scan? Oh no, this is like all of them. Countries. Kingdom. Go scan. There we go. Look. What's this called as well? Yeah, fractal torrent. Ooh! Oh no, that's the other one. 200 for the tent. Damn! What's this one? It's quite an expensive case, but again, this is what we need, eh? Yeah, definitely going to consider this one then for the future. I do like the design. I like the weird airflow sort of system. Easier to manage. Cables tidying looks really good. It's an okay price. I'm going to have two, because there's no way I can have a Corsair case set to beside a Fractal case. My brain will go nuts at that. Like, I literally have to have, if anybody's ever seen my setup, right? That's the completely wrong fucking... That's the wrong one. Fuck it. A little bit of self-advertisement doesn't go amiss. If you see the camera here, like, I need to have matching keyboards, joysticks, and mouse, or my brain just goes absolutely fucking off the wall. So I need to rebuild the other one. Is there any companies you can send your PC to just get them to put it into a new case? That's how lazy I am, man. Oh. Yeah, sadly, fate. Yeah, I've got the advert thing that pops off here. Right now, I'm on the Twitch incentive program, and yeah, with the new puppy and stuff. Sadly, they I don't know why they do like 7 back to back. I would prefer it if it was like I could do like a 1 minute ad every like 10 minutes or something like that, you know, instead of you getting spammed by ads where you've got to go through that many, you know? It's crazy, man. Given the current 13 or 7K series, water cooling is really the way to go. I know, but it's like, I've never been a fan of the idea of water cooling and stuff like that. It just doesn't suit my sort of like sanity of putting water beside electrics. I'm sorry. Nobody will ever convince me that. Terry Wogan, thank you very much for the follow as well, Chief. I have the one with the dark tint, has dark glass on both sides. Ooh. I take it that's the more expensive one then. I would imagine this is it then, right? I don't understand why this would be any different. What's we got? So same fans. Yeah. I guess it's for an extra 50 quid for the... Oh no, this is the RGB, right? I just need to get the number off you. Not PC building, just more future planning, Terry, because with the way the 40 series is, unfortunately, that's the end of the line for my Corsair 500Ds. They can no longer be used for future stuff, so I'm just checking out what like people are using for their 4090s just now. And Sinalai was saying he was using the Fractal Torrent, and it's pretty cool because I like the idea that the power supply is at the top, allowing you to have more airflow on the bottom and the top of the cards, kind of style. Especially for me that has like the capture card in this area as well, and it doesn't really get that decent cooling, so I quite like the idea of this method. Look for the dark tint. Gray. Dark tint here. That might be it. That is a lovely case. I like that. I like how the fan plates can come off the front as well a lot easier, because obviously I've got the tempered glass on the front. You gotta do so many screws to get that shit off to clean if you need to. I remember that a few months ago you were talking about a case you wanted but can't remember. It was the 1000D because I was gonna put 2 PCs in one KOB, but now it's like, that's not gonna happen, right? Because there's no way you can put maybe you could put it on that way for... Anyway, whatever. I think the most logical idea is to replace the 2 cases. This is not for like a year, 2 years anyway. I've got no way of spending the money, because obviously we'd wait for the new AMD 3D CPU to come out. Then you need to wait for like DDR5 to go down in price, but obviously where it's faster in speed, because some of it's right now is just shit. And then by the time this happens, you know, the 50 series might be out 2024 or something like that, or whatever, you know, and then the 4090 and stuff will be down cheaper in price and stuff. I wouldn't be making any choice anyway until that new AMD X3DX is coming out. X3D, sorry. Not the one we have just now, but the newer gen. So, it's just sort of like a mental thing to do with it. One consideration was the 420 AOA that the PSU possesses. Allows it to be mounted on with hoses at the bottom. That's kind of cool, yeah. I still think I would probably go with the top because I really like the idea it's at the top. It's in a place that's just like not really that used, you know, that if you've got cooling like on the CPU and stuff through reservoir and shit like that, you know, flow at the bottom is a bit better. Hey Al's, how you doing? I like this case. Yeah, this is definitely one to consider for the future. It looks cool, looks slick, looks easy to clean. I like how it's got proper fucking legs as well, like it's elevated off the desk. That's a nice feature. Because the Corsair ones I have, obviously you can rotate the things, and they're only maybe like half an inch off the actual table itself. This looks like a good full inch raised up. Maybe even 2, depending on, you know, what the picture is like. I do like the white version though. I really like the white version. Did CIG add a computer parts store in Nessie? No, we were just watching Morphologist's latest video for like 4090. You can see his video there. We just watched it there and it got me thinking because obviously there's no way I can put a 40 series in my case. So it's quite a bit of an upgrade for me to go ahead for the future anyway. But I'll see what people like. Again, most likely people will buy that CPU when it comes out, test their 4090s on it, and I'll get some proper fucking data to go on, because obviously I'm not going to be spending that kind of money if it on like a gamble and stuff. That would just be no good. And FPS wise, it's alright for now. More than just see how like the Gen 12 and stuff makes the game go, but we're not going to get most of that just now. Right. Fucking lols. Fexy, the German streamer with exclamation mark griefer in SC. Jeez. I hope he's not advertising himself as a griefer, because that would just be the funniest fucking meme, like. I remember fighting him in Sightshot and they had no fucking idea what the hell was going on. Probably a complaint or something like that. Anyway, right, I'm gonna bolt off, guys, because it's time to deal with Puppy. I do appreciate it. Hopefully I'll try and do a bit longer tomorrow. But we'll see. Again, the dude is pretty fucking chilled, like, I'm not gonna lie. Look at this shit. Dude is chilled out. Just... He's got the Melina shakes as well, so he's got the puppy shakes right now, where he's just... But I need him up. I need him up because I want at least 6 hours sleep tonight. Before tomorrow. Fucking 2 hours here, 2 hours there is not fucking good. Anywho, let's get out of here. Choices are ATC with Salty Mike, or we're going to check out Netty, who's playing Plague Tale. I should upgrade my CPU, to be honest. CPU is actually currently the most important thing right now, especially if you've got like a 20 or a 30 series card. CPU is so important. The one thing I have kept thinking about is the weight of the GPU. Yeah, but the thing is though, with some of the companies though, Mr. Beast, is they give you like a fucking jack for your GPU now. Where you put it in, you're just like a fucking solid piston that holds the GPU up. It's just getting stupid, man. Absolutely ridiculous. You know? I'm telling you, in the future, you're gonna have like this flat metal top on top of your PC, and it's gonna get so hot you'll be able to crack a couple of eggs on it, put some bacon, some sausage, you know what I mean? Maybe have a pot of beans on the top of your PC. So whilst you're gaming, you're just like fucking making a cooked breakfast on it. Because it's so hot, and using the same amount of electricity as a fucking oven. It's stupid. Absolutely stupid. It's like we have an electricity crisis here in the UK right now. Oh yeah, let's get a 4090. Double the fucking electricity usage, you know? Yeah. Not the best of ideas. Is the mod allowed to say that word? Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Didn't know that. Didn't think you could get away with it. Maybe you could. Nice gaming breakfast, yeah. I'm starving. I'm not had any food. I think actually I might make a cooked breakfast. Oh no, I have had breakfast. Fuck! I forgot I had eggs and toast. Shit! Oh well, fuck it, we'll have more. Oh my god. I don't even know. Right guys. Let's have a look. I'll send you to Salty. He's a cool dude. I don't know what you say. Right. Awesome. Again, appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much for the raid from Trip. All the follows, subs, all that stuff today. Actually, I don't even know if we're all. It was Terry, the only follow. Senala, thank you very much for the gifted sub. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Hopefully, if we get a good night's sleep, I get a good night's sleep. We'll do longer and stuff like that. But whilst the puppy is just like a few days in the house, we'll just keep it slow just now and then try and get more time built up for the end. And all that jazz. I do appreciate all the love though. Again, exclamation mark Nova, if you still want to help out, we're going to be shutting it down very shortly, but anything extra would be massively gracious right now, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great Sunday as well. I'll see you tomorrow on Monday. The heat sinks are just bigger and the SE is really... yeah, that's true. A 1990 Ti comes in its own separate case. Yeah. Or the 1990 has the CPU, the fucking PSU and everything else in it at the same time. It's just a card that you put on your table. See you later, Miss L, KV, Als, Mr. Beast, Fresh, Senalaya, everyone else, guys. Scarlet, take care, guys. Peace out. Have a good Sunday.